You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'm really bad at stuff.
Okay, let's see how you can do it. Hi!
Jazz hands.
Hi, I'm Mike Herriott, and I arranged all the songs on this album and performed a lot of the instruments on the album.
And I'm Ofra Harnoy, and I'm featured on the cello on this album.
We came up with the idea in meetings with the record label in Montreal.
I think we have to go a bit further back, though.
We do?
Yeah, I think we have to talk about when we came here for vacation, we absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, I'd read about Newfoundland, I'd seen pictures, nothing prepared me for how beautiful and amazing this place is. And I was just so struck by the natural beauty, the physical beauty of it, everything from the warmth of the people to the food to the music. And we took a little road trip and saw some of the incredible countryside and went into little pubs and listened to the music and the kind of kitchen party style fiddling and ballads, and decided that it would be such a great idea to come up with our own version of this.
It's funny because we invited a bunch of guests to join us on the album. Alan Doyle came and sang, and Heather Bambrick and Kellyanne Evans and Ofra's daughter Amanda Cash joined us, and Fergus O'Byrne, and it was great to be able to get all these people into the studio to record over Christmas of 2019.
Right before COVID.
And then we went away, we had some gigs away, we went did some vacationing, we came back just as COVID hit, so we were able to have the luxury of time to put all our heart and soul into the album and really explore the music to every depth that we could, I think.
I think we almost gave each arrangement. I mean, you were working on each arrangement one at a time and giving it time to kind of evolve into what it needed to be.
Oh yeah, it seemed like for every tune I would have this crisis of whether or not I'd be able to actually do something with it, because I wanted to make sure that we got to where we needed to. It seemed to be always every time I hit a crossroad or hit a barrier in arranging, Ofra would be there to say, well, this works and that works, and why don't we try this? And so that symbiotic balance between the two of us in making the music work really brought the album to where we were thrilled with it. Not just happy.
Well, it's actually funny because the story of how we came about with the arrangement of St. John's Waltz, because you were in the middle of that kind of crisis point where you were trying to figure out what to do with it. And then I had a dream that I was sitting in my pajamas with my fuzzy bunny slippers on, and a stuffed whale that we have downstairs, a killer whale, slunk up the stairs with the soundtrack of Jaws in the background and attacked me while I was playing the Bach cello suites. And of course, Mike said we have to make a video of this.
That was one of our COVID projects where we spent 2 days filming and recording. Like, I transcribed the music of Jaws, and Ofra played the Bach cello suite here with her slippers on, and I got the whale and had the camera set behind us so it looked like he was traveling, and then we recorded all the music from Jaws and we put the whole thing together. It was hilarious.
I drew little cartoon eyes for the slippers to make them look shocked and afraid.
But then we were listening to the tracks that we had done with Alan and Maureen Ennis of St. John's Waltz, and all of a sudden I could hear a 3/4 version of that same that same line going behind St. John's Waltz, and so it kind of blended into this arrangement that I think we were both really thrilled with.
And it matches perfectly that kind of classical vibe with Alan Doyle's kind of rock and roll voice, and it creates such a beautiful contrast.
My heart is on the highway, oh, but still I'm bound for sea.
Yeah, Alan was really thrilled when he heard it, because I was a little bit nervous sending him the track because he didn't know what the accompaniment was going to sound like, and I thought he was going to be shocked or not less than thrilled, but he was actually really excited to have his voice in the context of this group of cellos. And I think it turned out really good.
Well, that's the thing. Each piece kind of created itself during the process. All the pub stuff, that kind of evolved too, because we had Bob Hallett here working with us and recording, and his voice ended up entering into our recording because he was kind of counting in every time he came in. And then we thought, you know what? Why not have some voices in there? Why not recreate this pub scene with people actually talking and clinking glasses? And during COVID, obviously, this this is quite challenging. So, you know, within our bubble, within the few people that we were seeing, we managed to recreate that.
Here's the robes of our rowdy crowd.
And then Donald Willie and his dog, we both had the same vision of this kind of...
Yeah, we took a bagpipe tune and turned it into a flirtatious courting dance, almost.
Yeah, but we both had the exact same idea.
And that was a fun video shoot as well. I think the idea of that video came about when we would listen, because we listened to the tracks over and over again in mixing and going back and forth with Ron Searles in Toronto. We kind of had this joke where when we'd hear Donald Willie start, because it starts with a flugelhorn, we'd have it playing and I'd go, "Milady."
And I'd go, "Ooh, my lord."
Good sir.
Good sir.
And so we had this kind of joke going on when we listened to the song, and we found ourselves always doing it and laughing and then missing the thing. We have to go back and listen to it again. And when it came time we were thinking of what songs we wanted to put into videos. And that one seemed to really lend itself well because it goes back and forth between the solo flugelhorn and the cello. And it really seems like a conversation going back and forth. So when we came up with the idea for that, we thought, well, wouldn't it be great to have sort of like one of those Elizabethan medieval kind of courting dance, like the King's Court, kind of one of these dances where everyone's sort of moving the same, and we thought it would be a lot of money to get the costumes and rent a castle. So if we did it in a pub and had everyone dressed in their regular clothing, we could kind of modernize an old scene.
Which is timeless. It's timeless.
It's
the courting thing is timeless.
And we thought what would be really fun is if we had Ofra and I moving together in conversation, but everyone in the bar mirrors our actions. And so we came up with the idea in our own little bar downstairs, and we kind of practiced, and then we came to the set and got everyone to do it. And I think it looks really cool. I think it's a really neat effect to have this symmetry behind us. It almost reinforces the bond that we're, you know, ostensibly developing in the course of this little video.
And I think Aaron's pub was the absolute perfect place for it because it has that wood dark kind of, you know, the lighting and everything. It just worked really, really well.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold though when we were recording that. Oh my God. I felt the feeling leave my feet, and then I was just kind of dancing and walking on stubs.
Well, because Bob decided to close the pub during COVID just because it didn't make sense to keep it open, and we weren't going to be inside a pub on the video with coats on, so it was a little bit of a cool day.
You all ready for your close-up there, Ms. Harnoy?
It's freezing in here. Yeah.
But it was fun, though.
It was a lot of fun.
Day.
Yeah.
Sonny's Dream felt more like we were making a movie because we had drones flying overhead. We were on this very dramatic point at Doran's Cove in Torbay that just goes straight out to the ocean. You feel like there's nothing around you except for just the land that you're standing on. And we had the most perfect day to shoot because there wasn't a breath of wind. The water was like glass, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and there was eagles flying around. It was just. And
there was even a whale out of season.
There was a whale showed up, yeah.
But finding the locations, I mean, we went to look at a few places, and both of us had an image of what we wanted this to be. And I remember we went hiking through this foresty area, and then we came upon this incredible vista. It was just breathtaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't believe I hadn't seen it before.
No,
wow.
and on the video it's so dramatic, especially at the end where the camera pulls up away from the two main characters, Kellyanne Evans and Tristan Hayward.
And they were both incredible.
They were great.
Both the acting and obviously Kellyanne singing is so beautiful.
Yeah,
her voice
really
is
amazing.
magical.
One of the things that strikes me is that in the challenges that everyone's been facing in the last year, one of the things that helps us to keep creative and to keep moving positively towards our goals is that we make sure that we're keeping fit, eating well, and spending whatever time we can outdoors. It's not one of these things that is an afterthought. We always make sure that we schedule time in our day for exercise. We make sure we schedule time, weather permitting, to get outside, go for a walk or a hike. And you know, another one of these great things about being in Newfoundland is there's so many wonderful places to walk around and to hike, and
Incredible, yeah.
5 minutes from our house, we can take a nice wooded walk along a river, or get by the ocean side and go for a hike along the cliffs
And see an eagle fly by
and go see whales and see icebergs and all kinds of cool stuff.
It's interesting because I've always told students, like in the past, or young people when they ask me, what do you recommend? Like, what's the important thing to being a good musician? And I say, I tell them you have to live life, and then you have something to put into your music. And I think both of us feel very strongly that that's an important part of everything we do. The most amazing thing about this album is that it so much reflects our love for each other and our love for music and our love for this incredible province that we live in. So, yeah.
And given the last 18 months of what's been going on in the world, I can't think of a better place for us to be. And we're lucky to be here anyway, but to be
grateful.
here and be kind of protected from everything was amazing. Yeah.
We had so much fun making On the Rock with the help of our friends and family, and we're very excited to be taking it on tour.
And we couldn't have done this without the generosity and support of our sponsors.
We're looking forward to seeing you on one of our upcoming tours.
Excellent.
You!
Yo.
Nice, I think that's a wrap.